Hello, it's Patty Q. I'm drinking J-Lohr, Jlohr. It's one of my fave wines recently this last year. And as I mentioned in another video, it's a grocery store wine. Whatever. It's really good. And I hate trying new wine, but I do because you never know if you're going to find a new favorite. I found J-Lohr through a Google search of grocery store wines. Is there any good grocery store wines? Now I know I sound like an asshole, like a wine snob, and this is not the truth. I am not a wine snob. I, in my day, have back in the day, okay, when I was in my teenage years, 1.5 million years ago, drank quite a bit of Boone's Farm. And if you kids don't know what that is, Google it. I don't even know. I haven't figured out if they still make it or not. But it's not good. It's really bad. It's not even like apple juice that you add white wine to. I mean, that could be good if you like that type of sweetness, which I used to and couldn't drink now if it was life or death. I'd just be like, go ahead, kill me. But I became, you mature, your taste mature, your palate's mature. It's one of the only things that have matured about me. I still can't balance a checkbook. I spend all my money the minute I get it. Sometimes I don't even know what day it is. I buy shoes that I'm never going to wear because I like them. Ugh, you know, we all have to have our things. But as you mature in some ways, it happens. I don't know if the taste buds change. I have no idea. But I like a deeper, drier red. Cabernet is my go-to. Sometime Merlot. Sometimes Merlot. Sometime, let's have another drink. Sometimes Merlot. Yummy. But mostly I just stick to Cab during the winter. Pinot Gris during the summer, but I've kind of gotten off that as well. White wine just doesn't. Maybe it's because we're in fall now that I can't even think about white wine. And in come spring or summer again, I'll want that nice, crisp, cold wine. But right now, it's all about the heavy, room temperature, yummy wine with the smell of the wood stove. And I say it like this because that's the universal sign looking over at my wood stove. I'm living in a cabin in Vermont where I don't have central heat. I have a wood stove that keeps me incredibly warm, which I had no idea that that would happen. When I first moved in here in November about 7 years ago, I didn't know what I was doing. And I called the landlords and I said, "Oh my, uh-oh, we're having a cat fight. Nobody kill me, all right?" This is why I drink. So I was freezing and I called the landlords who have become my like besties family, and they came down and they opened the wood stove and I had one log in the wood stove burning, and they're like, no. And they proceeded to like shove all the wood as much as the wood stove could take, and it got warm and then it got hot, and then I had the windows open. I had to open the windows. It was so hot in the house, and it was 25 degrees outside. I said, oh. And in my head, I thought, because I'm a suburbanite and a city girl, I was like, oh, I don't want to put too much wood in the stove. I don't want to melt the wood stove. It's like, oh my God. I look back and think, really? I knew nothing. I was so green. I was as green as the trees that surround my cabin. So they taught me a lot. Anyway, um, I love it here. Is that what I was? Wine? Where did my train of thought go? So, okay, let's kind of move on. Let's segue ADHD onto things I hate and things I love. Things I hate. I hate ignoring reality. And I hate not people who ignore reality, but the fact that people will ignore reality at whatever cost. And of course, we're kind of seeing that upfront and personal with the election and everything. Luckily I have dual citizenship in Ireland, so Lord knows I may be podcasting, video casting my pole into an Irish river. It's not good. Not good. It's not working. Anyway, I I could leave the country. I found out I can bring 5 cats with me. What? So, anyway, denying reality is a protective device that people have so that they don't have to deal with the reality. And to me, that is so lacking in courage. That is so lame to be back in high school for a minute. It's so harmful to yourself. It's so detrimental because it's actually happening. It's like standing, you're skiing and people are saying, "Oh my God, it's a landslide." And you're like, "Nope, it's not. I'm just having a good day." And they're like, "No, you have to get to the side. It's coming." "Oh, no. What are you talking about? I'm skiing." And I'm using a skiing metaphor like I've ever skied in my life, and I have not. One time I've been on skis on we used to have a tow rope when you were a kid, and I was with the kids trying to learn to ski. Not my kids. I don't have kids. But with kids trying to learn to ski when I was about 18, 19 years old. I don't know. No one told me that you had to engage any kind of muscles to do this. I just thought you looked pretty. You just got on the skis and looked pretty. And that I didn't know. I wasn't good at it. I got to the bottom of the kiddie hill and I was done. Um, so anyway, denying reality, not a fan. I hate the idea of it. It's ridiculous. So I'm a meat eater. I love a dead cow. I love a dead chicken. I don't love a dead pig, but I like pork. I love I would I'm in a conundrum about giving up pork. But the point is, I'm not a vegetarian, and I knew that I also was in that kind of circle of denying where that meat came from. So when I came up to Vermont, among the many things that I've learned while I've been here, and I've learned from the farmers in the area, and specifically from the people who own the property that I'm and the cabin that I rent. They have a farm, they have cows, they have chickens. Uh, Come slaughter time, and it has to be done. So I think it was my first summer or my second. I wanted to go be part of it because it's reality. We have to face reality. And I swear they really thought I was biting off more than I could chew of that tasty chicken. They were slaughtering chickens and they thought I would end up just freaking out, passing out, whatever. And I didn't. It was happening, and I was at the station where you pluck the chickens, and I did it, and it didn't even bother me. Later, I helped package the chickens. I took mine home. What it is I knew that those chickens had had a great life and we're all going to die. And so the chickens had a great life. It was at this wonderful farm where they were running around free range in the driveway, in the fields, having a great life, protected in the barn at night, fed the whole bit. And then they're dead. We should all be so lucky. We're all going to die, You're going to die. You are going to die. You're going to be dead. It's a fact of life. So I'm pretty proud of myself for doing that. I felt like a big badass when I finished doing it. And I was like, wow. And a friend of mine said, the reason you didn't bother you is because you're all about the animal. The animal had a great life. and then died and was a meal, and it circle of life. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. So, denying reality, not good. Don't do it. So, what I love is coming to the acceptance about death. Now, this is kind of a deep dive here. I have to get this old man cat off my lap. Come here, buddy. Come on. Move it. Oh, very slow. I know. Oh my goodness. Speaking of death, maybe that's why I'm thinking about death. Life and death, circle of life, all that stuff. Ugh. Getting old. Ugh. I'm stretching out my legs because my knees are bad. My calves are bad. There's a lot that's bad, but there's a lot that's good. Yeah, as you get old, everything falls apart. But hey, there are good things about it. I can't believe I'm at the age where people give me their seats on the T in Boston. That is hilarious. And also there's, the 15% discount on Wednesdays at Goodwill. My knees may be crumbling, but I'll get 15% off. So anyway, what I love is people who accept reality. Accept that there's a train coming at you. Look at the train. There it is. The train is coming at you. Figure out what to do. Don't close your eyes. There's a lot of, in cat rescue, I don't know why I'm playing patty cake right now. In cat rescue, there's a lot of people in denial. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, there's not a problem. I've never seen a cat in trouble. I'm sure animal control will take care of it. Well, 90% of animal control, check with your town, is not allowed to help with cat problems. So there's people in denial about everything. I worked with someone one time that he was young, uber attractive, had an uber attractive wife, had ownership of a triple decker in Boston because his wife's family gave it to them. They had 2 brand new cars, all of this, right? And he was miserable. And he used to give me shit for being so happy. And at one point, I finally had it. And I said to him, dude, I recently had to make the decision at alternate times within 6 months to have my parents unplugged, pretty much, to make them comfortable. So really, nothing you're going to say to me or give me shit about is going to bother me. Okay? That's reality. That's like, this guy's worried about someone scratching his brand new car. And I'm like, dude, there are so many other things out there that you should be worried about. And there's no sense in even worrying about them, but you should be aware of them. I mean, come on, you can't live you can't just close your eyes, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, drink more wine. I wish you were here to drink wine with me and the cats, but you sort of are. And speaking of cats, it's time that I ask for donations. I ask for foster homes. I ask if anyone's interested in adopting a cat. I have some cutie cuties, 2 little gray kittens that are like little tiny Egyptian Sphinx kittens. Did the Sphinx have kids? I don't know. Anyway, I have some amazing cats. Contact me. Check out my site, PATTY, because you love me, KEOU, our wonderful GH. PATTYKEOUGH.com. Or you can go to that chick we saw last night.com. That chick we saw last night.com. You know how you get a little drunk at a bar and the next day you wake up and you're like, who is that chick we saw last night.com? That's me. And you can donate at tipthechick.com. And have a lovely evening, everyone. I know I will.